It's time to blow out the candles. Remember to make a wish, honey.
That's my boy.
Very good.
Happy birthday, son. Did you see that, Dad? Man, they grow up fast. I bet you can remember my 6th birthday like it was yesterday.
Mary, could you please clean up? Lucius can help you with the dishes. He can stay up later this evening to play with his new toys, but in bed no later than 10.
Yes, ma'am. It's 10 o'clock. Get ready for bed.
If I put the pieces together, this all started years back, with the arrival of a new life. Dante Manor was a place filled with darkness, and there were outward ambitions and hidden histories in that house. I tried to help. I should not have become so involved. But how these things unfold when we are thrust on the scene, I can't account for it all. For my part in these events, I waive responsibility. But it's there. It's a mark I should have noticed. At its source, at the center of it all, was the boy.
Lucius, there you are, and here I am, finally, face to face. It's okay, you can trust me. You know who I am, don't you? I've come to speak to you about your calling, my boy. Each offering you bring me will make you big and mighty. It's a simple thing to do, Lucius. You can influence your future and become a master over all. But oh, so much to do, so much ahead of you. I have some things for the birthday boy, there on the desk. You'll need this notebook. It will help you on your journey. Excellent. And look, a flashlight. This will help you find your way around at night. Go ahead, pick up your new toys and see how they work. Such a bright boy. Now, Lucius, you need to do a little something. It is important that you are not caught. In the kitchen, you left the lock on the freezer door. You will need to get that padlock, Lucius, and hide it where nobody can find it. Otherwise, they will discover you. And believe me, you wouldn't want that to happen. Go now, get the padlock, before the adults wake up.
Detective McGuffin, what do we got here?
It looks like a cardiac arrest, sir. The woman collapsed in the walk-in freezer. This was probably caused by the sudden change of temperature. She was in her mid-50s.
Typical of women her age. Did you talk with the owner of the house?
No, sir. They're waiting for you in the kitchen.
How can something like this happen, Detective?
Was it a seizure of some kind?
We'll look into it, but it looks like a case of misadventure. I'd ask that you stay clear of the kitchen and keep staff away while we clean up. Just relax and focus on getting life back to normal.
Thanks, Detective. We'll try our best. Hi, Jean. Thank goodness you're here. Things are a mess. This could have real negative repercussions in an election year.
It's a private matter, and an unfortunate accident. The press will keep out of it. I've seen to that.
I could always count on you, Jean. Make yourself at home while I tidy up some papers. Just ring for Alistair if you need anything.
Take all the time you need. Well, there you are, Lucius. Let me look at you. I believe you've grown since I last saw you. Have you seen my matches?
The current time is 10:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
What can I say, Mr. Wagner? This is a real unfortunate series of events. Quite uncanny.
Jean was my campaign manager and a friend of the family for many years. I'll be lost without her.
I know this must be a difficult time for you, but we really must do an investigation here. I'll need to speak to your handyman about the gas leak. This shouldn't have happened. I had a feeling there was something weird going on in that house. I couldn't quite yet put the pieces together, so I took a step back for a while, let it brew. And after a few weeks, the call came in. Just when things were getting back to normal, there had been another accident in that godforsaken house. It happened on a rainy day. I think it was Tuesday. The janitor, who was known to be quite the drinker, was fixing a bathroom in the lower west wing.
Hello, Lucius. Here we are again. You've been doing very well, haven't you? My, you make me proud. But I must teach you some of the more, let us say, subtle arts which you can use. You can train your mind to move objects at your will. Here, let me show you how. Excellent. Very good. Excellent. Very good. Now you know what to do, my son. You must continue with your mission and bring me souls. Be careful, but show no mercy.
There you are. Did you sleep well?
I hate to tell you this, Mr. Wagner, but it seems your handyman was drunk as a skunk. He was an accident waiting to happen.
I was going to fire him after the other incidents, but I just didn't have the heart. It's hard enough to keep the staff here with recent events.
You can't blame yourself. This might be the worst case of professional neglect I've ever come across. While this might explain the gas leak, it still doesn't explain the death in the walk-in cooler. The autopsy on the maid was inconclusive, but we're still working on the theory she had a poor heart or circulation problems and fainted.
Have you cleaned up your room yet? I have told you 1,000 times, you have to clean up your room first.
Hello, Lucius. You know you shouldn't be here. What the hell? Why'd that damn lamp explode? How can I use a saw now if I can't see nothing?
This situation is ridiculous, Mr. Wagner, and I'm holding off the Bureau from launching an inquiry. I'm posting a deputy at the house. It's more for your own protection.
I wish I could explain these as more than accidents, but I can't think of a motive. I can't imagine how anyone could have gotten away with this.
We'll get to the bottom of it. Just consider this house on lockdown until something comes up. It wasn't a pretty sight. Heads sawn in half and blood everywhere. These freak accidents were keeping me up at night. 4 deaths in 4 months, all apparent accidents. But I had my doubts. I still had no clear suspects, no motives, no way to even start an investigation. At this point, I was only sure about one thing. It was not going to end here. I was right about that. Another month went by when we got the call to go back to the house, but this time it was different. This time, it was murder.
Agnes told me to get rid of these bloody rats before Thanksgiving. I'd like to see her getting up off her fat arse and try it.
Be a good boy, Lucius, and see if Alistair needs help.
This is a clear case of poisoning, and I need to interview everyone in the house again. Who prepares the food around here now?
I think it was Jovita, but I can't imagine she would be capable of something like this.
Oh my God! Why is this happening?
It's for me to decide who is capable of what, Mr. Wagner. Would you consider vacating the house for a couple weeks until things calm down?
We can't possibly do that, Mr. MacGuffin. This is our home. We want to set things right.
The autopsy showed that she was poisoned. After questioning everyone in the house, it seemed nearly all of them had some reason to dislike her. Jovita, the Latina maid, was the one who brought food to her. But this wasn't enough to press charges. I had no evidence of tampering. Christmas was just around the corner, and I got an invite from Mr. Wagner to join them for dinner. I had my doubts about sharing a table with a possible murderer, but I had to know more. But before I had any chance to snoop around, something else happened. No witnesses, no evidence. Something that can happen only on some very specific circumstances. Right weather, right spot, and the right time.
Ah, my boy, such prodigious results. I am thoroughly impressed with you. Listen, I have something else to teach you. You have the ability, deep inside you, to look into people's minds and tell them what to do. Let's unlock this ability together. Now, follow my instructions. Oh, very good. That's my boy. Oh, very good. Now, to continue your journey, Lucius, with your new skills, you should avoid detection and reap more souls for me.
I know we've had our difficulties this year, but don't let that ruin our Christmas. As a family, we have each other. We should remember our friends and our faithful employees we have lost.
I'm not sure how you expect to win another term in the Senate with speeches like that.
Dad. Alistair, could you bring another bottle of Burgundy, please? And on your way, could you turn on the Christmas lights?
Certainly, sir.
Come on, everyone. It's Christmas. Let's eat and try to enjoy ourselves. What's taking Alistair
Hello, my
so
boy.
long? He should be here with us.
What happened to the lights? Go and get help, Lucius, quick! I must have pulled my back.
Mr. Wagner, this is Wayne Preston from the Herald. I wonder if I could ask you some questions about the recent deaths at Dante Manor.
This is a private line. How did you get this number?
5 deaths within a few months. Quite a sensational story, Mr. Wagner. The public needs to know.
Winter Hill Police Department.
This is Senator Charles Wagner. Please put me through to Detective MacGuffin. The press are closing in on this, Mr. MacGuffin. I have an election coming up, and I can't let this get out of control.
I sympathize with you, Mr. Wagner. These journalist types are like vultures around every sad case I get. They just love tragedies. But what can we do? It's a free country.
I need to keep this out of the papers, Mr. MacGuffin. We've had a run of bad luck. It's as simple as that. The stakes are high, and I'm under a lot of pressure to clear this up.
The pressure is on both of us. Your mess is making the precinct look like a joke, and my superiors are not going to take it lightly.
Yeah, well, you won't know the half of it unless you get this wrapped up.
Is that a threat, Mr. Wagner?
That's not something you want to find out. A couple of phone calls can do wonders.
Detective MacGuffin. A word with you, please.
How did you get in here?
You're working the case here at the Wagner estate. I'd like to ask a few questions about the series of unusual deaths that have occurred over the last few months.
Now listen to me. You leave those people alone. They've had some bad luck is all. They're nice people, and they need space to get over their losses, okay? And if I find you anywhere near this house again, I'll run you in. You got it? I was almost ready to bring in the Latina maid. I was planning on searching her room, hoping to find a bottle of rat poison or a padlock. But suddenly, it was too late. Seems that Tom Wagner, brother of Charles, had an affair with 2 of the maids. I guess one of them found out and wasn't happy about it. Can't really figure out what they saw in that guy. I mean, he was mooching from his brother and doing God knows what in his dirty little film room. When we searched that room, it was a sick pervert's nest. I mean, they had a kid in that house. Little did I know about this kid.
Hey there, boy.
Hey, son, don't I know I promised to spend time with you, but I really can't.
Hello there, boy. Everything seems to be going well.
you seen your Tio? Your Uncle Tom? If you see him, can you let him... Oh my God! How can he do this to me? Why? Oh, why? Why? Oh, why?
It seems we found an obvious culprit in Miss Jovita Munez. The missing padlock from the cooler, the rat poison. It almost seems too convenient.
Why are you telling me this? It's not like we were close or anything.
Well, we have a motive, too. Pictures of you and Susan Myers, and how should we put it delicately? Flagrante delicto. It seems your involvements with the staff are a little too tangled.
What? I knew nothing about this. You mean she did all this because I had a fling with Susan? Oh my God! What have I done?
Tom hasn't done anything. His indiscretions may have led to this, but he would never have put them up to it. There's no reason for it.
Look, this whole thing is a freaking mess, and I'm trying to put a cap on it. So both of you listen good. Jovita was stealing from the house. She poisoned Agnes because she was onto her. We'll ignore all the, indiscretions in the report for the sake of your family.
Whatever it takes, Detective. We want to put this all behind us. I'll straighten Tom out, but I don't think I'll be able to save my campaign at this point. The press will have a field day.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that, Mr. Wagner. But they won't get a story from me. I'm just trying to make a living. We'd finally managed to close the case, or so I thought. Seems like she had been behind every death so far in the house, except the butler. It kept bothering me. Could that really be an accident? Every path we took on the case left me uneasy. Then, right on time, a month later, it happened again. It looked like another suicide. It might have been me who pushed him over the edge. And for that, I am ashamed.
Leave your father alone. He's very upset. I mean, he has a lot to deal with right now.
The marine forecast for Chesapeake north of North Beach. Overnight, northeast winds 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Areas of fog after midnight with visibility 1 nautical miles or less. Wednesday, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots.
I think I need to lie down for a while.
You know, time passes a lot faster with music.
Oh, hi, Lucius. If you have some spare time, you can search for my band's cassette. I would, but I have to wait till your father gets here.
I don't understand. Why did she do it? It's you. You did this! You little shit! You did it all! You...
Tom? It's me, Charles. Please open the door. Oh shit, no. Not this, no. Not this, no.
Mr. Wagner, I'm at a loss for words.
You came to your own conclusions, Detective. Our family is suffering a great shame now. I have little hope after this. I want you and your men out of this house by nightfall. There's nothing more for you here. We'll take care of our own problems from now on.
Again, I'm really sorry for your loss. I'll say a prayer for you and your family, Mr. Wagner. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been, I don't know, a long time since my last confession. There's a family. Their home is befallen by calamities. I can't explain. I've been trying to help, but I may have involved myself too far. I've been having nightmares, terrible scenes playing through my head, and this family, they are the players.
It sounds to me like this family needs help, my son. It sounds to me like the church should intervene.
Hello, Lucius. You are doing well. But I do tire of these menial offerings. Maids, butlers, accountants, drunks. Don't you think it's time to up the stakes? Maybe make this a little more personal. There are some sneaky snakes in your fold, Lucius. You need to weed them out of the grass. Let me show you something else you can do to help on your journey. You have the ability to make people forget things. This can be very useful. What skill and promise you display? The higher the stakes, my son, the more power can be derived from the sacrifice. Look closer to your foe, Lucius. Do me proud.
Lucius, can I ask you a question? Oh, never mind. I'm just being foolish.
Lucius.
Son of a... Where did this rock come from? I bet I can fix this.
I went weeks without a proper night's sleep. I just couldn't wrap my head around everything, as if something was evading me. I resorted to the church for help. My hope was that they could visit the house and maybe help some of the people there, offer counsel, whatever it is priests do. I was wrong. Predictably, there was another accident, this time in the garden. One of the most bizarre things I had ever seen. I had no solid explanations, and the press were hounding the department for information. Those vultures were constantly circling the mansion. Everything in my world was falling apart. I was interviewing Charles Wagner on a daily basis now. He tried to tell me this was in a totally different realm. His father, Fabius, who I thought was a little batty, had gone missing by this stage. Everyone presumed he just took off to escape the stress.
What's really going on, Dad? Have we been cursed? Do we have enemies? Are we being extorted? Or is this some sort of vendetta?
Don't talk such rubbish, Charles. You're grabbing at straws.
I know enough about your past mob ties. I know how we got our money.
You don't know shit. And don't ask. Just be thankful for what I've given you.
Have you no feelings, Dad? Why didn't you come to Tom's funeral?
He was a wastrel, and he died a wastrel's death. He was no son of mine.
That's cold by any stretch. You're a heartless, bitter old man.
Who's given you everything you could have ever possibly wanted, and now it's time for payback. There are events afoot which are far beyond anything you would understand.
I'm going to lose this election. My world is falling apart. Lucius won't speak. Nancy is losing her mind, and you're crazy too!
We're all just pawns in the larger scheme of things. These people, they're just fodder for death's eventual scythe. You only need to play your role, Charles, and be a good boy. There are rewards for those who endure to the end.
Good afternoon, miss. I'm Father Legel of the Winter Hill Diocese, and this is Father de Cosimo. We've heard of the unfortunate tribulations that have befallen this house, and we've come to offer a blessing for better days for this place. Would the master or mistress be home?
Who is that? What? Get the hell out of my house, bloody parasites! Take your skirts back to the poor micks in town. They'll swallow your Jesus crap. But get off my lawn, or I'll give you a reason to pray for your Easter bunnies. Peddling your tripe here on my property. Make sure they're let out those gates. Who are you? What are you doing here?
You surprised me. I'm Wayne Preston from the Herald. I'd like a word with you about recent events here at Dante Manor. I'm willing to pay handsomely for information.
Don't you know who I am?
Oh, Mr. Wagner, I'm so sorry. I tried the doorbell, but there was no answer. It looked like it would rain, so I simply...
You're trespassing. I could have you shot.
Hey, wait now! What wonderfully gruesome offerings you have given to me. Now we must go on the march. We must continue with no looking back. There are those sniffing about, Lucius. They suspect. You must be on your guard. But now, it is time to teach you the greater skills, so that you can protect yourself if the need arises. Do you like to light fires, Lucius? Your daddy tells you not to play with matches, but I can show you a better way. Oh, that's very good. What talent! Now listen to me, Lucius. This skill can only be used sometimes, and in the most extreme situations. Each time you make a sacrifice for me, you can attain this skill, but only for a short time, until the power dissipates.
Time is 10:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Come on, my boy. It's time we talked. So, you've been exploring, and you found the chamber. Well done, Lucius. Get your clothes on and meet me down there. Don't let anyone see you on the way. I noticed that not everyone is sleeping yet.
Charles? Anyone here?
Lucius, don't worry. It's just a shortage. Let's get you to bed.
So, you've been led here. You found the chamber. Well done, Lucius. My two dumbass kids played down in these cellars for years and never suspected a thing. I had this chamber built with the mansion, you know, back in the day. This is where it all happens, Lucius. This is the heart of Dante Manor. All sorts of things have happened here. I have entertained guests of the highest stature. Now is the time for you to discover your destiny. You have a calling, Lucius. I have been expecting you for much longer than you can imagine. My sons have been a disappointment to me. But it is you I have been waiting for. You will show us all the way. But you've been reckless in your learning, Lucius. Jeopardized everything. You've brought too much attention on us, and now we have to deal with it. You can't risk discovery. Don't worry. After we dispose of him the right way, you will become much stronger. This is a holy place where the blood will work for us. Well, mainly for you. That's you, isn't it, my boy? Why don't you talk? Are you the prophecy? The master said he'll take his due from my bloodline. I'm sure you are what he meant. Get this table ready for the ritual while I find the correct scripture. Okay, good. Now, let's see here.
Oh, my head. What is this place? What the hell? Just let me go. Okay, little boy? Okay, now. Let's just calm down and try and figure out what happened here. Shit! How the hell did you do that? It's the cross. That's what's affecting him. This will keep you at bay.
The Book of Leviathan, Anton LaVey, Invocations to Satan? Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Jesus, Dad, what were you getting into? Nancy, I think Lucius might be cursed. It's the only explanation I can find. Dad has been missing for weeks, and it seems he was into some really crazy occult stuff. I can't rule out the possibility that my father had something to do with this. But we need to get Lucius to a psychologist to find out. He can't tell us anything himself.
Oh my God! Charles! Have we not been through enough already? Lucius! You scared me!
That's awful, man. It sounds like you're stressed. It relaxes me when I'm nervous. Jazz, Will, jazz. You like jazz? I'm really down at jazz, man. You just haven't heard the right stuff. Man, a tape of my band you should really listen to. It's very good. I'm sure you like it.
Invocation to Satan commands the dark forces to grant power to the summoner and lists the infernal names for use in the invocation.
Okay, son. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Where have you been, Lucius? I've been waiting for you. Let's start our lessons. Okay, Lucius. From these 3 cards, show me the one you think is the correct answer. How much is 1 plus 1 plus 1? Very good, Lucius. How much is 1 plus 2 minus 2? Very good, Lucius. How much is 6 minus 4 plus 7 minus 4 plus 5 minus 8? Good. Now our next subject is biology. Do you have your biology book with you? This is not a biology book. Let me see if I can find one for you.
Things just kept deteriorating. The boy's tutor killed himself. Everything should have been clear by now, but something was obscuring the truth. The gun he used belonged to Charles Wagner. But at the time of the shooting, Wagner was talking to his chauffeur in a different room. The gun was kept in a safe in Wagner's office and not even loaded. It baffles me how the teacher could have gotten to it. It made me think. He could have blackmailed the driver somehow and arranged this whole thing. But it was all just speculation. The mansion was in complete disorder. Mrs. Wagner was clearly suffering and in a fragile state. Some of the people I interviewed told me they had heard her talking to herself and laughing without any reason. Who could blame her? Especially after what happened next. It would have taken a genie to pull this one off. We did manage to discover that Uncle Tom's little film bin had another purpose. So there might have been a small hole for an opportunity. I just couldn't figure out how. Mr. Wagner was now completely convinced that somehow his family was cursed. It all seemed very far-fetched at the time.
I'm sorry, Lucius, darling. I was just thinking about how lucky we all are.
Hello, darling.
Hey, can you hear that? I think there's something wrong with the washer again. Hello, son.
Oh, hi, Lucius. If you have some spare time, you can search for my band's cassette. I would, but I have to wait until your father gets here. After all we've been through, isn't it nice to just relax and listen to some great music?
Hi, Lucius.
This case has aged me considerably, Mr. Wagner. I'm no happier about being back here than you are to see me. I'm ready to take a whole new angle on things here.
Another accident, right? Figures.
I know it's starting to sound like a broken record, but the door was locked from the inside, so that's what it honestly looks like, although my gut is telling me something else.
Just do what you have to do. I honestly believe we've been cursed, and nothing can stop this.
I hadn't ruled that out either. I asked the parish priest to come and offer counsel.
So you told them to come here. My father reacted quite badly.
We need to find your father, Mr. Wagner. I really believe he can provide us with more information. I don't know how much longer I can keep the feds off this. They're asking me questions about a reporter who went missing. He was investigating your family when it happened.
What's happening to us?
Hey, can you hear that? I think there's something wrong with the washer again.
After all we've been through, isn't it nice to just relax and listen to some great music? Shh, listen.
Hey, if it ain't the boy wonder. Have you found that tire iron? No, sir. I didn't see anything. I was in the other room trying to fix the washer. When I came back, the car was running, and he was lying on the floor.
Let me get this straight. You were in the next room and didn't hear the car starting by itself.
No, sir. I didn't hear anything over the music. I know how it sounds, but I swear, I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, right. Well, you can explain that to the judge. I'm gonna go get the deputy here. So this is just to make sure you don't go do anything stupid.
What? Oh no! What the? No! No!
What the hell happened here? I left the room for like 5 seconds.
Holy shit, is that Will? I just had coffee with him this morning. I can't take much more of this. We need to leave this godforsaken place.
We are not going anywhere. Call the paramedics and let them know we have another body here.
Why are we still here? We should leave now. I'm not staying a minute longer inside this house.
Nancy, I need you to be calm. I've called the priest for help. If they can't, no one can.
You can't still seriously believe that a 7-year-old boy could be behind this.
That's what I'm going to find out. In the meantime, stay away from Lucius.
Listen, Charles, I'm going to wait for you in the garden with our son. If you don't show up, then we will leave without you.
That thing is not our son, and I'm going to prove it to you.
No, this can't be! I swear, it wasn't me! It was the boy! He's the Antichrist! We saw the whole thing. It's over now. You're under arrest. Get your hands off me! Stay with the kid. I'll go after him.
I'll call for backup.
He eluded us, somehow, until we finally caught him in the act. All the signs of his deteriorating mental state had been there all along. I remember watching him pull the trigger on that nail gun. It felt like time was slowing down as the nail went through her skull, ripping pieces of her brain with it onto the lawn. Her body fell to the ground like a lifeless ragdoll, and all the questions, the mysteries, the suspicions were put to rest. Charles Wagner killed her right in front of our eyes, and when we tried to apprehend him, he managed to escape. I told the deputy to take care of the kid, who witnessed the whole horrible event, and I went after the perpetrator. I was in close pursuit when I lost control of the car and crashed into a ditch. I tried to notify the deputy. There was a chance Wagner would double back to the mansion, but there was no answer. When I finally arrived, the worst had already happened.
All units, secure the perimeter. We have a suspect in flight, Charles Wagner, Caucasian, early 40s. Proceed with caution. Suspect may be armed and dangerous. Yeah, that Charles Wagner. Try to get a child psychologist in here, too. We got a kid here who's just seen some pretty serious stuff. Okay, son. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. Just try to relax if you can. What the hell?
What the?
Holy Spirit, I command you to leave this child alone!